tale of the North, where warriors say, beneath the ash tree, roots run deep, the secrets of ages in silence keep. A low chant rises, a prayer to the lost, the warmth of the sun, forever the cause. Shields in a circle, blades in hand, brothers united, we make our stand. Through fire and ice, the fates have spun. The end is near, but we've just begun. Drums like thunder, the earth does quake. Through frost and fire, a path we make. Born of the gods, it cuts the night. A song of doom, of ancient through shadowed woods where whispers creep, the frost-touched winds in silence weep. Beneath the boughs the ravens cry, their wings black veils against twilight sky. Oh, echoes rise, the horn does wail through icy mist, through bitter gale, the drums of war, they pound below, a call to arms through frost and snow. The fjord lies cold, its depths unknown, where spirits dwell in ice and stone. The wolves do howl their mournful hymn, a dirge for kin, both lost and grim. Oh, echoes rise, the horn does wail through icy mist, through bitter gale, the drums of war, they pound below, a call to arms through frost and snow. The flames of rage, they crackle bright, a beacon carved from endless night. With axe and shield, we march the shore to claim what's ours and bleed no more. Oh, echoes rise, the horn does wail through icy mist, through bitter gale, the drums of war, they pound below, fjord, where shadows ride and whispers hoard. A raven calls in the dim-lit gloom. Its wings the herald of coming doom. Drums of thunder low and deep awaken spirits that never sleep. A war horn cries through the ashen haze. A chant of old sets the night ablaze. The stars where frost does bite, the wolf pack howls to the dying light. The sword unsheathed, the promise sworn, blood on the earth where legends are born. The wind is cold, the earth does quake, as gods of old from slumber wake. A shadow moves where the fire fades through endless night. The warrior waits. Drums of thunder low and deep awaken spirits that never sleep. A war horn cries through the ashen haze. A chant of old sets the night ablaze. Voices rise and fall, a hymn of vengeance, the ancient call. The forest stirs, the ravens fly, the echoes shatter the twilight sky. Beneath the cold, the fjords do weep. Ancient whispers the mountains keep. The frost-bound wind, it bites the bone. In shadowed halls we stand alone. Horn calls out a mournful cry through endless night. Beneath the sky, the drum beats echo low and deep. A battle hymn for those who sleep. Ash and ember, the gods have spoke. Through ice and fire, we carve our fate. The hour strikes, the storm won't wait. Autumn calls out. The blood-stained snow, the howl of kin. Through pain and loss, the fight begins. A pact of iron, our souls entwined. In winter's grasp, our strength defined. Horn calls out a mournful cry through endless night beneath the sky. The drum beats echo low and deep, a battle hymn for those who sleep. Through the mist and shadowed glen, the hornet calls, the fight begins. Drums of earth, they pound the ground, echoes of the ancient sound. Rise, O warriors, to the cry. The cold wind howls, the ravens fly. Steel and fire, the blood shall flow under the skies of frost and woe. The fjord is black, the waves are grim, a hymn of war sung on the rim. Axes sharp and shields held tight, we march beneath the endless night. Rise, O warriors, to the cry. The cold wind howls, the ravens fly. Steel and fire, the blood shall flow under the skies of frost and woe. The mountain speaks, its voice is stone, its whispers chill down to the bone. A tale of gods of ice and flame, our fates entwined, our lives to claim. Rise, O warriors, to the cry. The cold wind howls, the ravens fly. Steel and fire, the blood shall flow under the skies of frost and woe. The cold winds howl, shadows dance on the ancient prow. Runes carved deep on stone they stay, whispers of gods guide our way. Horns resound, the battle's near. blood-stained earth, the saga grows. Ashes rise where the fire glows. 1,000 voices, the echoes ring. The storm within begins to sing. Horns resound, the battle's near. Drums of thunder drown our fear. Under the moon our fate is sworn. To the call of the ancestors we are reborn. Oars in rhythm we cross the tide. The gods above, they are our guide. With every breath, the battle cries. The North remembers, it never dies. Horns resound, the battle's near. Drums of thunder drown our fear. Under the moon our fate is sworn. To the call of the ancestors we are reborn. Through misty glades and shadows steep, where the gods of old in silence sleep, the raven flies with whispers cold of tales untold of men grown bold. O'er frostbound seas the horn does cry, a call to arms beneath the sky. With thunderous drums we march in might, through endless dark into the fight. The mountains groan, the earth does quake, as ancient spirits now awake. The wolf and bear our banners wear. In battle's roar we shall not spare. The wind it howls, the heavens weep. A crimson tide, the price is steep. Yet honor binds our hearts to flame. For glory's song we stake our name. O'er frostbound seas the horn does cry, a call to arms beneath the sky. With thunder the frozen sky. The horn does call, the drums do pound, a battle hymn shakes the frozen ground. Through mist and fire the warriors tread, their breath is frost, their eyes blood red. The fjords do moan, the waves do lash, a storm does rise with a thunderous crash. Through endless night the Northmen roam, their hearts of steel, their gods their home. O spirits cold, O ancient flame, guide our steps through blood and shame. In shadow's grip we raise our blade to carve our fate through death's cascade. The horn does call, the drums do pound, a battle hymn shakes the frozen ground. Through mist and fire the warriors tread, their breath is frost, their eyes blood under the sky where the ravens soar, the frost bites deep to the mountain's core. In the shadow of the fjord so grim, the winds howl low their ancient hymn. Oh, ah, ah. Their howls resound beneath the skies. Through ice and stone our path is laid. By blood and bone our debts are paid. The horn bellows low, a mournful sound, echoes of fate on the frozen ground. With every beat of the drum we tread through the veil where the living meet the dead. Hey, hey. Shadows sail, a shadows creep, whispers rise where the ancients sleep. Mountains call with their icy breath, a song of glory, a hymn to death. Echoes roar, the fjord replies under blood-red frozen skies. The hornet wails, the drums resound, our spirits rise from the battleground. As steel meets steel, the ravens fly. The frost bites deep, but hearts stay bold in tales of war. Our fate is told. Oars they churn, the sea runs black. The gods watch close, no turning back. With shields like walls, our line holds strong. We march as one, where we belong. Echoes roar, the fjord replies under blood-red frozen skies. The hornet wails, the drums resound, our spirits rise from the battleground. Carve the runes, the saga's ink, a toast to fate, the mead we drink. For those who fall, Valhalla's near, we honor them with shield and spear. shadows deep where ravens wheel, a broken sword, a vow to seal. The frosted bites, the echoes wail. Through winter storm, the strong prevail. O'er the mountains thunder roars, drums beat deep, the old gods soar. The war horn calls a mournful cry. Beneath the ice, the spirits lie. Shadow, the fjord does weep. Cold winds howl, the mountains steep. Oars carve the water, silent and grim. A fire in the distance, its light grows dim. Call the horn, let the thunder break. From icy shores the gods awake. Deep drums pound like a beating heart in this frozen dark where battles start. The wolves they prowl, their eyes aflame. Whispered tales of glory and shame. Our steel is sharp, our spirits high. Beneath the raven's watchful eye. Call the horn, let the thunder break. From icy shores the gods awake. Deep drums pound like a beating heart in this frozen dark where battles start. Through blood and snow the earth shall quake. The cries of men, the lives they stake. The ancestors watch in shadows near. Their whispers echo loud and clear. Call the horn, let the thunder break. From icy shores the gods awake. Deep drums pound like a beating heart in this frozen dark where battles start. shadowed path the gods forsake. Resound the call of strife, echoes carve the edge of life. The drums they pound, the storm takes hold. Through frost and flame the saga's told. Winds howl fierce on frozen fjord, the blood-red moon the night adore. Steel meets bone, the clash, the scream. The fallen join the endless dream. Through mist and fire, the ancient creed. The soil drinks deep, the fallen seed. From Odin's hall, the voices ring. A warrior's fate, the word they sing. Echoes carve the edge of life. The drums they pound, the storm takes hold. Through frost and flame the saga's told. The wolf stands high on craggy stone, a silent watcher all alone. With eyes of fire it sees the end. The twilight calls the threads unbent. The shroud of endless night, the wolves do howl, their teeth ignite. A shadow walks where none dare tread, the ancient call of the longboat's tread. Oh, fjords of stone, you hear our cries beneath the storm where thunder lies. The war horn moans, the raven soar. We march as one to the gods of yore. The earth does quake beneath our feet as iron meets the clash of heat. The cold wind bites, the skies turn red. A song of war for the long ship's dead. Drums of thunder, deep and low, they guide us through the ice and snow. A chant so dark, it splits the night. Our souls ablaze, we crave the fight. Oh, fjords of stone, you hear our cries beneath the storm where thunder lies. The war horn moans, the raven soar, we march as one to the gods of yore. The oars do creak, the sea does wail. We sail into the icy gale. The northern lights, they light the way for warriors bound to Odin's fray.
Through the mist, the shadows crawl, whispered runes from the ancient hall. The cold wind bites, the mountains cry, beneath the blood moon's watchful eye. Drums of thunder, the earth does quake. A horn resounds, the spirits wake. Steel and shadow, the clash of fate. A call to arms, the night grows late. Frozen rivers, a path of stone. The god's breath chills to the bone. Under ash and sky so black, the wolf's howl guides, there's no way back. Drums of thunder, the earth does quake. The horn resounds, the spirits wake. Steel and shadow, the clash of fate. A call to arms, the night grows late. Oaths are sworn, carved deep in bark. The forest hums, a life so stark. The ravens watch, their eyes agleam. The song of war, a waking dream. Drums of thunder, the earth does quake. A horn resounds, the spirits wake. Steel and shadow, the clash of fate. A call to arms, the night grows late. Beneath the sky, the ash clouds roll. The wolves howl low, their voices
The fjord runs black, the moon stands cold. A tale of men both fierce and bold. Oh, spirits rise through frost and flame. The old gods call, they speak my name. Through winds that wail and seas that mourn, we march as one to fate reborn. The raven's wing sweeps darkened skies. A shadow moves where valor lies. The drums of war, they pound so deep. Through icy halls where giants sleep. Oh, spirits rise through frost and flame. The old gods call, they speak my name. Through winds that wail and seas that mourn, we march as one to fate reborn. The horn does sound a battle's breath. It calls us forth to dance with death. In shadows cast we carve the stone. The sagas written in blood and bone. So stand with me by fire's glow. Through snow and steel where warriors go. The ice shall break, the earth shall quake. The gods will judge the paths we take. Through the mist where shadows lie, a raven's cry cuts through the sky. The drums beat low, the earth does quake. Beneath our feet, the old gods wait. Oh, the horn, it wails a mournful sound through frozen woods and battlegrounds. The echoes rise, the spirits crawl. We march to the raven's call. The frost it bites, the wind does moan. Our journey long, our hearts like stone. Beneath the
shadows deep our spirits bind through endless night. Our fate will find. Oh, the haunted wails, a mournful sound through frozen woods and battled grounds. The echoes rise, the spirits crawl. We march to the raven's call.
Beneath the shadow of the iron sky, where wolves do howl and eagles fly, the frost it bites, the earth has grown a land of blood, a land of stone. Oh, the horn calls out through the frozen air, a cry of war, a warrior's prayer. The drum beats pound like a thunder's roar, echoes of the fjord, forevermore. We tread the path where giants fell, through misty woods and ancient dell. The gods do watch with eyes of flame in this cold land of endless name. Oh, the horn calls out through the frozen air, a cry of war, a warrior's prayer. The drum beats pound like a thunder's roar, echoes of the fjord, forevermore. It's a saga etched in the night's cold face. The drums of war they call, they cry, echoing loud through the iron sky, with chants that rise from the bone and stone. We march together, yet die alone. A whisper runs through the pine-strewn veil of gods long lost in the worm's old tale. The firelight flickers on shield and blade, a bond of blood, a debt to be paid.
Runes whisper low in tongues of yore, through windswept woods and the ocean's roar. The lyre drones deep like a mourning soul, binding the heart to the ancient whole.
The drums of war they call, they cry, echoing loud through the iron sky, with chants that rise from the bone and stone. We march together, yet die alone.
The raven's gaze, it pierces through to the heart of men who remain but few. Our steps grow heavy, the earth does quake with every vow and life we take.
The drums of war they call, they cry, echoing loud through the iron sky, with chants that rise from the bone and stone. We march together, yet die alone.
The iron skies crack with a mournful sigh. Winds whip tales of the days gone by. Ravens circle, their shadows grow, a pledge in blood where the cold streams flow.
Oaths are bound where the fire burns low, carved in stone the runes will show. The wolf shall howl, the storm will rise, the raven's oath it never dies.
Frostbitten paths, the echoes tread, the fjord sings low for the ancient dead. The Kravik hums a ghostly tune under the gaze of the watchful moon. Whispers crawl through the birch and pine, 1,000 voices, a single line. The war drums thunder, the skies reply, a saga carved where the mountains lie. Oh, Sabbath, where the fire burns low, carved in stone, the runes will show. The wolf shall howl, the storm will rise, the raven's oath, it never dies. The Tegel harper mourns, a dirge profound, its strings bewail the battleground. Shields will clash and the hammers cry as twilight looms in the ashen sky. Fjord and flame, the banners rise, the cold sea moans beneath dark skies. Shields are raised, the raven's flight echoes loud in the fading light. Oaths are carved in stone and tree, runes that bind our destiny. Thunder roars, the storm we ride, through shadowed paths where gods abide. Frosted breath and iron sting, the winds lament, the war horns sing. Beneath the moon a tale is spun, of blood and bone, of ash and sun. Runes whispered low in the night's embrace, the earth remembers each warrior's face. A timeless chant, a ghostly hymn, the past and present grow dim within. Where the rivers weep, a shadow stirs from the mountains deep. Oaths once sworn in the halls of stone, carved in blood, the gods have known. Thunder calls, the runes align, bound by fate, the ancient sign. The winds howl fierce, the spirits rise. Through the storm, the old gods cry. The wolves they as cold as the northern seas. A blade is forged in the heart of night, its edge of flame in the dying light. Thunder calls, the runes align, bound by fate, the ancient sign. The winds howl fierce, the spirits rise. Through the storm, the old gods cry. Whispers echo in the mist-bound air, runes like ghosts there everywhere. A distant drum, a heartbeat's roar, the earth itself becomes the war. Through fire's rage and the ice's sting, the raven soars on as the battle rings. A saga told in the clash of swords, of mortal men and their death-bound lords. The long ships collide, carved with tales of the gods' own pride. Runes etched deep in the oaken grain. The blood of kings flows through the rain. O ironwood, where shadows dwell, whispered truths that no tongue can tell. Under the moon, where the ravens soar, the echoes rise from the ancient shore. The frost it bites, the wind does moan. On shattered shields and cold bare stone. Through ash and fire, the wolf does call. A song of fate,
the rise and fall. Oh, ironwood, where shadows dwell, whisper truths that no tongue can tell. Under the moon, where the ravens soar, the echoes rise from the ancient shore. A tale is sung in the mead hall's glow, of ice and steel and a crimson flow. By fire's flicker the sagas weave, a hero's doom none could believe. Oh, ironwood, where shadows dwell, whispered truths that no tongue can tell. Under the moon, where the ravens soar, the echoes rise from the ancient shore.
The frost bites deep, the fire grows low, beneath the pines where shadows throw. The raven calls, a sign to heed, blood and ash, the ancient creed. Oh, winds of the north, howl through the night, guide us to battle, give strength to our fight. The rooms they murmur in whispers so old, a song of honor in voices so bold. The blades are sharp, the shields are worn, the battle's hymn in thunder born. Through fjords and flames, the earth will quake. In Odin's name, the oaths we make. The storm it brews in skies of gray. The gods they watch as we repay. The spirit flies, the wolf will feast. A tale of man, of God, of peace. Winds of the north, howl through the night, guide us to battle, strength to our fight. The runes they murmur in whispers so old, a song of honor in voices so bold. The raven's flight, a shadowed wing, a fate entwined in what we bring. The mountains roar, the valleys cry, our deeds immortal though we may die. the ash where shadows weave the iron roots they never leave. A raven's cry, a whispered thread, the tales of those who bled and fled.
Oaths are carved in stone and bone, runes that hum where winds have blown. By frost and flame the fates are tied to paths where warriors bide and strive.
The fjords bear witness, ancient cold, their waters churn with whispers old. A ship sets forth its bow like fangs, the wolf song echoes sharp and rank.
Oaths are carved in stone and bone, runes that hum where winds have blown. By frost and flame the fates are tied to paths where warriors bide and strive. Iron roar, the shield wall breaks, but hearts implore. The gods they watch in storm and gale, the heroes lost the mournful tale. Through mist they march, the spear-clad kin, with eyes of fire and war's dark grin. The earth it quakes, the sky does rend, for this is not the journey's end. Where shadows writhe, blood on the stone, the fire alive. Echoes of horns in the mountain's throat, the raven bears our solemn oath. Winds howl cold through the fen, oaths are sworn by the hand of men. Runes carved deep, the truth they weave. Fate is a storm and none reprieve. Through the fjords where the mist does creep, the spirits stir, the past does seep. 1,000 steps on frostbitten ground, the drums of war, a fearsome sound. Whispers rise like breath from stone, the gods are near, their will is known. In the gale their secrets hum, a battle hymn, the storm has come. Winds howl cold through the fen, oaths are sworn by the hand of men. Runes carved deep, the truth they weave. Fate is a storm and none reprieve. Oh,
crash as the world does shake. Bonds will break and lives forsake. Yet in the dark a fire will gleam. The raven flies, its cry a scream.
Beneath the skies of iron gray, the raven circles shows the way. Through fjords and forests shadows glide. The whispers call where gods reside.
Oh, thoughts are carved in stone and blood by moonlit streams and battles flood. The winds howl truths, the storms decree the fate of men and gods to be.
The earth quakes neath the warlord's tread. Echoes rise from the ancient dead. Runes are sung in voices deep. Through frost and fire the secrets seep. Thunder cracks, the drums resound. The hunt begins, the prey is found. In twilight's glow the sagas grow. The ancient threads of fate we sow. The raven speaks in tongues of yore, of battles waged and bloodied lore. Through windswept peaks and hollowed halls, the echo of the past still calls. Oaths are carved in stone and blood by moonlit streams and battles flood. The winds howl truths, the storms decree the fate of men and gods to be. Through frost-clad fjords, the whispers hum. The winds howl low where the wolves do run. The ash tree sways, its roots below. Secrets of old where the storm winds blow. Blow, drums of thunder, hearts of stone. Through the mist the runes are sown. The chant of men, the echoes rise. A saga carved beneath cows creak, a voice of gods, the winds dare speak.
Keen and eye of the room still gleam, a warrior's path, a fleeting dream. Through the haze, the horns to call, the spirits rise as the night does fall. Drums of thunder, hearts of stone, through the mist the runes are sown. The chant of men, the echoes rise, a saga carved beneath black skies.
The ship of oak on the storm's black tide, the waves like mountains, the gods our guide. Our blood to earth, our cries to air, the end, the beginning, a life laid bare.
Drums of thunder, hearts of stone. Drums of thunder.
Beneath the shadowed mountains crown, where frost bites deep, the sun burns down. A raven's cry cuts through the haze, guiding lost souls through ancient days. Oaths carved deep in stone and tree, runes that bind the fate to see. Echoes rise where the winds will mourn, a saga spun, the world reborn. Through mist and fire, the echoes roar. The wolf's dark howl, the dragons soar. The ships of oak, the sails of ash. The god's own wrath, a thunderous clash. Whispers rise in the biting gale, a song of blood, a hero's tale. The winds they sing of battles grim, of shields that broke and swords grown dim. Oaths carved deep in stone and tree, runes that bind the fate to see. Echoes rise where the winds will mourn, a saga spun, the world reborn. The wolves howl like Fenrir's cry. Clouds of ash in the midnight sky. Whispers weave like the Norn's own thread, binding the living, summoning the dead. Oaths we swear in the midnight spread, blades of iron, a pact with death. Thunder cracks as the hammers fall, echoing through the endless hall. Blood on the snow, the red runs deep. The All-Father's watch, his secrets keep. Through endless winter, the battle roars. The raven circles forever soars. Under skies where ravens roam, by fjord and fire far from home, the whispers carve the runes of stone, a vow to take a fate unknown. Through frost and flame the oath is sworn, by wolves howl and the birch tree torn. The winds will wail, the drums will cry, till shadows bleed into the sky. A sea of shields, the tide of men, their faces pale like ghosts again. Toggle Hopper hums the low refrain of blood and bone, the battle's pain. Through frost and flame the oath is sworn, by wolves howl and the birch tree torn. The winds will wail, the drums will cry, till shadows bleed into the sky. Whispers weave the elders' lore, the gods demand, they ask for more. A breath, a prayer, a fleeting sound, the earth will drink where swords are bound. Through frost and flame the oath is sworn, by wolves howl and the birch tree torn. The winds will wail, the drums will cry, till shadows bleed into the sky. a shadowed crown of iron and gold. The frost-bound king, his breath a gale, through mountains high, he weaves his tale.
O'er broken shields his name resounds, a call of wolves through frozen grounds. Runes are cast, the winds reply, a saga written beneath the sky.
His sword carves paths through ancient stone, a wrath of storms, his rage alone. The oak bows low to his command, a monarch forged by shadowed hand. Whispers rise, the ravens sing, a dirge of death for the frost-bound king. The runes ignite, the winds take hold, a tale of vengeance, bitter and bold.
O'er broken shields his name resounds, a call of wolves through frozen grounds. Runes are cast, the winds reply, a saga writ beneath the sky.
His hall is built of ace and stone, a throne of frost, a heart alone. The stars bear witness, the moon his guide, through endless night where shadows bide. Beneath the boughs of Yggdrasil's might, shadows creep in the fading light. The raven calls, the wolf does howl in the stillness, the gods endo. Wolves were sworn in the hall of stone, blood on the blade, a king dethroned. Runes in the wind, they guide the path, through frost, through Odin's wrath.
Storm clouds rise on the northern tide, banners torn where the brave have died. Steel meets bone and hearts ignite, the echoes of war in the endless night.
Whispers weave through the frost, they stare, fates entwined in the Norn's despair. The thread is cut, the time draws near, a reckoning forged in the fire of fear. Oaths were sworn in the hall of stone, blood on the blade, a king dethroned. Runes in the wind, they guide the path, ash and the iron sky. A shadow moves where the ravens fly. The stones they hum, the runes they call. A king shall rise or none at all. Horns of the mountain, winds of the sea, bound by the blood of eternity. Echoes of thunder, the old gods sing. We swear our oath to the Raven King. In frost-clad halls where the wolves still roam, the whispers tell of a shattered throne. The fire burns in the shadows' wake, a vow unbroken, a life to stake. The winds howl low, the forest weeps through mist and stone where silence creeps. A voice calls deep like roots in the ground. A pact is sealed, no turning around. Horns of the mountain, winds of the sea, bound by the blood of eternity. Echoes of thunder, the old gods sing. We swear our oath to the Raven King. From fjord to peak, the banners rise, a crimson trail beneath cold skies. The earth shall quake, the heavens wail, the ancient song will tell the beneath the cold, the iron sky. The ravens circle low, they cry. Frost-clad bones of warriors bold, in shadowed halls their tales retold. Runes carve whispers on the stone. The gods they watch from their thrones. Blood and ash the wind shall wail. In shadows grip the spirits sail. The fjords they echo, the storms arise, a call to arms through ancient skies. Steel meets fire, the clash resounds, honor forged in battlegrounds. Hopes are bound, the threads of fate, a shield wall stands, no time to wait. The sagas weave through mist and air, the Norns a hands, a deadly snare. Runes carve whispers on the stone. The gods they watch from their thrones. Blood and ash the wind shall wail. In shadows grip the spirits sail. From frostbitten shores the ships battles of life and death. The axe strikes true, the shield does hold. Stories forged in the fire of old.
Oaths are spoken and shadows sworn, bound to